But in this next topic, Tesla production ramp seems to be going at a pretty rapid pace and supply is reaching new levels. So we'll talk about why Tesla kind of has to decrease prices and lower prices to sell more vehicles. Because when we zoom out and take a look at all the production numbers being ramped up, then you can certainly see why Tesla might have to lower prices to increase demand. So we'll definitely talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let us take a look at this. So shout out to Warren Redlick on Twitter. Why is Tesla lowering prices? Question mark. Production 440,000 units in Q1 of this year versus 365 of last year, quarter 3 2022. So that's a 20% increase in a half a year. So the supply is up. And then if you start to factor in all the different market factors onto it, so economy, interest rates on car loans are up, and so that definitely can hurt demand, right? Tesla interest rate right now is a 5.59% if you were to finance through Tesla financing, and there's definitely ways to lower this by going through credit unions and other banks out there. So definitely check it out if you want to get the best access to the list of all the best ones. Patreon link down below in the description. But so you can see supply up and demand is down, so prices have to fall, right? And so of course Roran put in a plug here, or put a note here about econ, how he took econ 101 40 years ago, and that doesn't necessarily change the economics of it all. But you can see here from the Matt Young Tesla inventory charts, like Tesla supply inventory is starting to hit new levels. You can see right here, this is a chart of all new vehicles, Model 3, Model Y, S, and X, and this inventory chart is starting to creep up a little bit higher and higher, and we're starting to see levels of Model Y inventory that we haven't seen in a long time. So here's Model Y inventory on the screen, same thing with Model 3. You can see here on the right side, all Model 3 inventory is also high as well. Model S and also Model X is kind of at that same factor as well. So if is a price drop going to happen in the near future? I mean, Model Y inventory is at pretty high levels, and this one stuck out to me pretty interestingly. So here's a 2023 Tesla Model Y Performance. It's a black on black version with only 1,600 miles on it, and it already has a almost $3,000 discount. This is a brand new Tesla Model Y. It's a demo version, so it's never been registered to anybody. So it could have been a showroom demo, a test drive demo, but you will still be the first owner, and it's got almost a $3,000 discount. So that's pretty good. I mean, jumping to the Model 3 side, there's also a lot of inventory, and this is the vehicle that is about to lose the tax credit, especially the Model 3 standard range version. You can see right on the website, all Model 3 and Model Y vehicles get a $7,500 federal tax credit, but starting after April 18th, if you take delivery after April 18th, it goes down to a $3,750 tax credit. So basically it gets shaved in half. So I've been speculating for a while that the Model 3 standard range will lose, or will get a price drop down to maybe even $39,990, like another $2,000 off, because Tesla will probably start to do discounts to test the market, especially if it's losing half the tax credit for the Model 3 standard range version. So this is my prediction. I mean, we've also got the Tesla earnings call in the next few days, also on April 18th, and so there's a lot of things that are probably going to be discussed with that, and including a factor that hasn't really been known so far is what is the cost of goods. So right now, here's a tweet from Russ. In that equation, stock price also falls to. The X factor is the cost of goods, which nobody knows until Wednesday. And so what he's specifically talking about is the Tesla earnings call, where hopefully someone will ask the question, and the team at Tesla will answer the question on how much each of their vehicles cost to actually manufacture for the profit on them. So maybe that could signal more price cuts in the near future, or more price decreases to make Model 3 and Model Y just a little bit better in terms of how much it actually will be. But interest rates could also go up in the next month or two, or in May, because I think that's when the next Fed earnings earnings call or Fed's meeting is, so we could certainly see some more price action at the end of the day. But Tesla production ramp, as the vehicles start to get produced and as more vehicles start to roll off the factory lines, then more supply gets up. And Tesla really only has a few tricks in their back pocket to move vehicles, and one of them being price discounts and of course incentives and things like that. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on. Let me know what your predictions are in terms of what the pricing may be in the next, I mean, at this point, maybe even the next few weeks at this point, because we've got the earnings call in the next few days, and then the end of April, end of May, and then of course at the end of June, which is the end of the second quarter, there is always some sort of promotion in terms of discounts, incentives, supercharging miles, or anything like that. So we're going to get into our next topic, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best financing rate, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing, lower than Tesla's 5.59%. So definitely check it out. And as an added benefit, I respond to all questions and direct messages in the Patreon app, so you can ask me anything one-on-one about buying a Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, if you're just joining in, welcome. The Tesla